What's up, you all? Welcome back to Lifeismaryy, you guys. I am back with another painting tutorial / painting tips for all of my fellow artists who are out here trying to deal with this little thing that we call oil painting. And today I am going to be talking about how to paint your portrait paintings or whatever painting it is that you're working on with one layer of oil paint. Yes, I said it's one layer. It is possible. Yes, oil painting, it can be very slick. Yes, it has its pros and its cons. But with this, I think it is a definite pro, especially when you have the right tips you need in order to really create your beautiful painting in one layer. Because sometimes we don't have time to be layering on several layers, and sometimes we don't have time to do a glaze for our oil paintings. But these tips for me were really helpful when I was creating these two portraits recently. I had to do them on a time schedule, and I was just like, I'm just going to do them in one layer. So basically, I am here to give you guys some tips. Tip number 1, keep your paint thick. When I mean thick, I mean thick. Just like how you pour your paint right out of the tube, leave it like that and keep it thick as you are applying it. The key in order to really get a really good solid layer is coverage. And what do we need when we use coverage? We need a lot of material. And the best way to do that is to have the paint thick. I would not say go and add any agents that will help to loosen up the oil painting if you can help it. If you just need to use it, I would say use a drop of linseed oil, but do not go crazy with it because you want to keep it thick. And you also have to keep in mind that when you are blending, that some of the paint is going to get attached to your brush, and sometimes it will not all be applied onto the canvas or onto your painting. So you want to have it as thick of a layer as possible, keeping in mind that you will be blending. Second, I will say it's very important that you pre-mix all of your colors. If you can help it, obviously you can go ahead and mix some other colors together as you go about your painting, but it is best to pre-mix all your colors and to just apply it to the painting, and then later on go ahead and blend just the edges of those sections where you had applied that single color. That is the best way for me. That's what I have found really helpful for me, is just applying the general color and then going in with a darker or a lighter agent, darker or lighter paint, in order to darken it or lighten it. As you can see with this painting, my black and white painting, I had already pre-mixed all the colors and I'm going to blend it in later. Same thing with my mother's portrait. I actually, as you can see by her neck, those are just individual colors that I have laid. And if you can see in the the left hand corner by the strap of her dress, you have like this shadow, not this shadow, but you have this really strong sunlight coming onto her skin, which kind of creates this shadow around the middle part of her chest. But I added white at the tip of the shoulder in order to give it a nice highlight, but that was after I had applied the basis of the color as well. So those are really great tips, I would say, for making sure that you paint in one layer. You have to make sure that you have the right paint. Also, make sure you have good quality paint. I know people, so they're like, well, it costs money for good paint and everything. But if you're using bad paint, it might damage your painting. But if you are not using the best quality paint, then that is also fine. You just are going to have to use more of what you have, and that is also not a problem at all. I will also say another good thing that you need is, I will say, make sure that you have brushes that are cleaned well. When you have brushes that are not well kept, it is very easy for them to dig into your painting. For example, I use this brush kind of like to add texture to my paintings, but I usually use this brush to add texture, but I try to use it for the face that I was creating for my mom's portrait painting, and it ended up really digging into the layers and the blending that I had just created, but I was trying to add more texture to her face. So it is important that you have brushes that are clean. A way to keep them clean is by using paint solvent as well, and to make sure that you have a glass painting jar that has kind of like, I'll probably try to show you guys I'll probably put it on my community page, but it kind of like has this little metal circular thing in the middle that you use to kind of clean your brushes. That is also very helpful to making sure that your brushes are cleaned and everything. But those are the tips that I have, you guys, for helping you paint your paintings in one layer. If you guys want me to talk about anything else, let me know. But these are the paintings after I have finished them. These two paintings specifically were done and created in one layer. The only thing I did is I will go in with like a white for highlights on when it was dry. Like you can see in this black and white painting that I am currently working on, I am almost finished. All I have to do is work on the hijab. But look at how beautiful it looks even with just one layer of paint, you guys. You are totally capable of doing this, and I believe in you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Bye.